and welcome to One, Two, Ooh. And you know I'm throwing this one out there early because WrestleMania Night 1 is in the bag. Right up the top, I thought Night 1, pretty solid WrestleMania overall. There were some ups, there were some downs, there were some things I didn't like, there were some things I did. I thought the crowd was pretty terrible, I'm not going to lie. I just didn't see the excitement that you've seen in a lot of shows. You really need that crowd engagement, I think, to push the show a bit. So I do wonder if that impacted me a little bit. But overall, I thought really, really good matches. I thought there were some interesting story swerves and stuff like that told tonight that I'm really excited about. So we are going to jump into this, and we are going to start with our main event, the triple threat. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns, and the wise man. So, oh man, I regret not going with originally what I thought would happen, and it was Paul Heyman joining Seth. I talked myself out of it all week long because I thought it's just hard for me to fully make sense of it. I know that there's going to be some sort of story beat that ties into this, like, you know, Seth is doing what's right for business and focused on the company as a whole, while you two are selfish and only focusing on your own things or something like that. I don't know. But I thought Paul Heyman would be the reason that Seth Rollins won. I just didn't think it would be fully intentional. I thought, especially at the end of this match, when I started to see the moment with the chair and he's trying to make that decision, and the whole match, Paul just had so much anguish on his face, and he just seemed like he was so torn as to what to do, and he didn't know which way he was going to go, and then he hands the chair to CM Punk, and I thought, wow, okay, I didn't see that coming. And then he betrays CM Punk. Then he gives the chair to Roman, and he tells him, hey, go after Seth. And when he did that in that moment, I truly thought, I'm like, all right, they're going to redo the moment with the chair. Roman gets his revenge, but something will still happen that leads to Roman not winning this match. I just didn't think Roman was going to win. And when Paul betrayed him, I didn't see that being the reason. And when it happened, I just said, well, we're going down that road. And end of this match, Seth being very heelish, not wanting the ref to raise his hand, pushing him. So I guess this is the direction we're heading, which I think is great. Like, I have no issue with it. The match itself, really good match here. I mean, who didn't think this was going to be a great match? All the way from the very start of it, Seth Rollins coming out with a flamethrower. I mean, that in its own was pretty awesome. I did check my TV about 13 times when he did the little outfit change because my whole screen was black and all I could hear was the fans singing Seth's song. And I'm like, something's wrong. What's going on here? Oh, boom. There's Seth Rollins. Love it. So cool. Roman coming out. I really liked all the hanging like screen things that they had where you could see like his family and stuff. That was pretty cool. And then CM Punk's intro was awesome. So all around, really awesome presentation. The match was really, really good. But I'm just shocked they pulled the trigger they pulled in this match. So Seth Rollins, who out of the three guys, he really is the one who career-wise I think needs a Paul Heyman right now, because I do think that catapults Seth even further and kind of gets him back into that stratosphere of like he's almost now one of these untouchable characters, where originally when you looked at this match, it was kind of like, oh, Seth is there to eat the pin, I'm assuming, or, you know, take the loss. Seth has lost a lot in the past year or two, just a lot of L's, but this puts him in a position now where it's like, I think Seth's going to win a lot more. And I think there's going to be this almost like a revival of Seth Rollins. And I really wonder what type of Seth Rollins a character we're going to get. My only concern with him and Paul, though, is like Paul's like a really good mouthpiece for somebody. And I don't know if Seth necessarily needs that. Like, Seth is a pretty outspoken and kind of wild guy. It'll be interesting to see how Paul ties into all of that. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's something different. It adds a little swerve to this, and now it kind of gives... It's going to be interesting to see how CM Punk and Roman Reigns deal with this coming out, and how they deal with Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins specifically coming out of this. So I think this is nowhere near done, and it's going to continue, and there's so many things you could do with it. So I'm overall happy with it, and I really enjoyed the match, and I like that what I thought would happen but then talked myself out of did happen, because again, that keeps me super interested. So overall fun match, and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what happens next. It's Tiffy time. That is right. Tiffany Stratton beats Charlotte Flair. I'm not sure if hell froze over or something happened, but my God, Charlotte Flair did not win. And not only did she not win, she ate the pin. I'm going to take 2 seconds here and say, thank you, Charlotte Flair. She strikes me as somebody who I didn't know if I was ever going to see her do a job like this for somebody, but what an awesome match. I thought there was a lot of story told in it. You like right from the they went off that whole animosity thing, and like Charlotte tackling her and just kind of turning it into a street fight right from the beginning was really cool. These two are just so athletic. I loved all of it. I thought if he brings this level of athleticism that not many female wrestlers can bring, not many of the men can do some of the stuff Tiffany can do. So I knew right away, like, this match was going to be a lot of fun, because Tiffany was probably somebody that could elevate and go to the level of Charlotte and do some of the different things that Charlotte wanted to do. I also thought, like, right from the beginning, Tiffany coming out with the whole Barbie setup, I thought it was a cool entrance, man. I really thought it was creative and very, very Tiffany. So, like, and I like that, right? Like, I don't think you have to be overly crazy or overly complicated to have a good entrance, and I thought Tiffany accomplished that here. Charlotte's entrance, I wasn't into the whole car thing coming up because it had already been done by LA Knight. I wish they would have done something different, but man, her outfit looked awesome. Like, she looked like $1 million coming out there, and I thought, like, when Charlotte came out, I said, oh, that's it, Charlotte's winning. There's no doubt in my mind. Look at this entrance, like look at this. And Tiffany, honestly, from her start, looked so, like, almost like upset and kind of angry face, and I was like, oh, she's losing this match tonight. But it was a fantastic match. They played off the knee injury. Both girls looked amazing, and I think they both came out of this looking even better, if that's even possible for Charlotte. I think this solidifies the future of the women's division, and it solidified Tiffany Stratton, and she really needed that, especially after this previous year where she was kind of playing Nia Jax's lackey, didn't know how or when to cash in. Then she finally had a great cash in, but she took a lot of L's last year, finally got the belt. We've seen some really good stuff from her, but this match made her look strong. Like, she looks like a real champion now, and she's someone who, like, I could see her beating anybody if she could beat Charlotte Flair the way she beat Charlotte. And I mean, after this, she looked like Trailer Park Barbie. She had that huge welt on her head. She looked all beat up. People online calling her 2 feet time. I don't think that's very nice, but, you know, it is what it is, right? She looked like she was in a war. I wonder how much of this was true personal animosity heading into the match. I will say, like, the one thing that kind of blew my mind with this entire match, though, is if you watch the pre-show, I didn't really understand why they did the sit-down interview and got really emotional with Charlotte Flair, where she's talking about her marriage failing, not having, you know, any kids or anything in life except for wrestling now because her marriage is over. But then they started showing, like, the rehab videos, and I'm like, why didn't you push this from the beginning if your goal was to make her the baby face in this match? Like, why is this coming out just now, the day of? Like, I don't really understand. Like, it's such a weird story. It's like, it almost felt to me like each week we were getting a different Charlotte Flair, and like they were confused as to which version of Charlotte Flair we should get. Oh, do they like her? Do they not like her? Oh, I don't know what to do. And we just kind of got all of them. And so I don't know. That was a little weird for me, but the match delivered. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm excited for what Tiffany continues to do, and I'm excited she got the W. Let's talk Jey Uso. Finally, Jey Uso has won the big match. He beat the ring general, Gunther, in what I thought was a good match. Not a great match. I loved the intro for Jey, obviously. Thought it was really cool coming down with all the flags. I thought the crowd was really into it. I thought overall really good. And then Gunther comes out and they're just such different dynamics, but both look great. The match itself was exactly what I thought it would be. It was methodical, good. There was a lot of kickouts from some things. Jey having to land multiple moves. Gunther looking strong for a good period of time in the match. Those chops were brutal. If you looked at Jey's chest, man, I don't know how anyone is taking those and just continuing a match. Every time I see someone after they face Gunther, their chest is so red. I'm like, wow, oh gosh, hearing the pops of that smack in my head right now, and it's just making me cringe. But I thought Gunther looked good throughout this match. I thought Jey looked good, and I thought they did a really good job at, tying in the story angles of it. I thought this was going to be a little more brutal. I really thought we were going to see a little more of Jey kind of pushing the limit a little bit, but we didn't. I hated the ending, which I'm going to be just outright honest with. I think they made a huge mistake with the end of this match. I thought Jey lands the splashes, and then Jey goes and puts him in the sleeper, which I don't mind that piece, but Gunther instantly taps out. I thought that was such a mistake. Gunther should have, he is the ring general. He's the guy that doesn't get caught in this stuff. He's the guy that's so good that has, he talks all the time about how he trains all the time. He never stops training. And he instantly taps to this move. To me, that just made no sense. And I thought it would have been way more dramatic and it would have been bigger for Jey if they would have played it out a little bit longer and Gunther was fighting. And then finally he had no choice but to tap at the very last second. I like that he tapped. That makes sense because he's the heel. He shouldn't be going to sleep. He should tap. That makes sense. But he shouldn't tap immediately like a little bitch. I mean, that's really the way I took this. I was like, Gunther, what the hell, man? You are the ring general. Why did you not hang in there? You've never been put in this hold before? You just instantly tapped as if you didn't know what was going on. You didn't want to try and fight it. This is a guy who is a decorated champion that is crushing people left and right, beat some of the toughest guys, and he gets put in a sleeper hold and immediately taps out instantly. That to me was it was such a weak ending to what could have been such a great match. And it wasn't that it was a bad match again, but man, when I saw that, the first thing I said was, well, that ruined this for me. That ruined the moment for me, and I'm happy that Jey got the belt. Jey definitely deserves it. It's about time Jey won something. But the insta-tap on this, I got to give this one a thumbs down just for that. It was too big of a moment to have that happen. There was so much drama you could have built there and really got the crowd kind of pulled into it, and I think there would have been a massive explosion. Gunther started tapping if there would have been some fighting to it, and there just wasn't, and that was really disappointing. I don't even want to see Gunther get a rematch because of that. It just felt very yeah, okay, you maybe don't belong in the title picture if you're tapping out that fast. I would have done it differently. That's all I'm saying. So this match for me, though the match was good, though the moment was great, I just didn't deliver. Naomi versus Jade Cargill. And I thought really cool intros. I did not like the whole Weather Channel thing that they did for Jade. I thought that was kind of corny, but overall, Jade looks like a real life superhero. She's ridiculous looking. So I thought they both looked really good coming out. I thought Jade would win, and she did. It makes sense. I think they're ending this feud. I think it's done based on the way it ended. But I'll say a couple of things about this match. I liked the match. I thought it was good. I think Jade, for some reason, to me, still looks kind of stiff in her matches. Almost I don't think it's a lack of confidence thing, but it just seemed kind of clunky. There were moments where it seemed like there was confusion as to where they were going, or that the timing was off a little bit. But the match overall was really good. Like, I really enjoyed it. And Jade Cargill is a freak with the power she has. There were a couple of spots in this where the suplex piece, my God, like, I mean, she just picking her up like that was insane. Like, Jade is on a different level. Even at the end, when she did that powerbomb thing where she like flipped around and powerbombed her, I was like, that's a lot of power to do that, and then picked her up and went ahead and finished the match. Jade is on a different level. Like, the stuff with her in the ring, I think, will work itself out with more time. And I think as she works with the right people, it will continue to, like, they can kind of help get past that piece. But wow, like, I've never seen somebody with the kind of power and control that like Jade Cargill has. And like her look and everything and her like character, it's all really good. Like, I enjoyed it. Naomi, to me though, is a superstar. Like, it's funny how in the past 60 days so much has changed for me with my thoughts on Naomi. I never felt the glow and was never into it. I am very into Naomi now and this whole character that she has going. Even in this loss, I thought she looked awesome. I love the weirdness of her character. I'm so interested in what she's going to do next. I'm assuming she's going to get into it more with Bianca, which I think would be fantastic. Depending on what happens in tomorrow's match, could be kind of interesting. I don't know if there's room for her there, if Bianca's going to be feuding with Rhea, or what's going to happen coming out of that match in Mania. But I think Naomi is so exciting right now. I love her character. I think there's so much that you could do with it, and I know they will. So, like, I'm excited for Naomi. I can't wait to see what she does next, and I don't think this loss hurts her at all. I think she looked fantastic in the match, and I think Jade looked fantastic. And ultimately, for me, that's when you have a really good match, is when both look really good, and it delivered. Like, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I really truly enjoyed watching this match from start to finish, and I can't wait to see what Naomi does next. I don't know what they're going to do with Jade now, though. I'm sure they'll find something for her to start working into, but man, I can't wait to see what's next for Naomi. Jacob Fatu beats LA Knight. This match was everything I thought it was going to be. Jacob Fatu looked fantastic. LA Knight brought it, but ultimately, no Solo Sikoa coming out, no funny business here, just a straight up great match, and Jacob Fatu finally getting gold in the WWE. This is the first title that Jacob Fatu is winning. I do not think this is going to be the last. Intros were cool. I thought LA Knight coming out in the car, really, really cool. Jacob Fatu coming out in that kind of goofy looking mask, but overall, Jacob Fatu just has this presence and this aura about him. It puts him on a different level. The match was pretty back and forth. I thought both guys got their stuff in, both looked good, but Fatu ultimately looking like an unbeatable zombie in this one. I loved it. And I was so excited to see Jacob win, and more excited that they didn't do any shenanigans in this match, that it was just a straightforward match, and he ultimately gets the belt. And I'm excited to see what they do with the Samoan Werewolf with this belt. I think it's going to be a lot of fun and really interesting on SmackDown. What's next for LA Knight, though? I mean, are we talking they're going to push him for a title run? It's hard for me to see LA Knight as the champ with everybody that's involved in that picture right now, but you never know. I mean, they do need contenders coming up, and LA Knight putting on good matches left and right. LA Knight definitely somebody that could contend for a title at some point. I just don't know if right now is the time, but really excited for Jacob Fatu getting the dub. El Grande Americano coming out with the victory over Rey Fenix. I did not see that coming. I really thought when I heard Rey Mysterio was out and they were replacing him with Rey Fenix, I was like, oh, Rey Fenix is going to go over. There's no way they're going to have him lose to El Grande Americano. He'll go over. It'll be a fantastic match, which it was. I mean, there were some spots in this match that blew my mind. El Grande Americano did like a 900 flip off the top. wasn't a 900 flip, but did this massive flip off the top, and it was wild. It was so cool to watch this match. And Rey Fenix, he has such a creative offense with some of the different things he does with that run along the ropes, kick to the chest and everything, and kicking El Grande Americano in the head and busting up in his foot on that move tonight. But lots of the cool flips and stuff that he can do, jumping up, and just his athleticism, like pulling off the Hurricane Run off the top rope, and this match was everything I thought it would be and more. These two worked together so well, and it was such a good all-around match. And I thought even the entrance was so cool for El Grande Americano, using the camera filter and stuff. They're really getting into that whole story, and I love it. I think it's funny and it's really enjoyable. And then you have Rey Fenix come out, and he's got his all the fireworks and everything going off in the background, and the pyrotechnics and stuff, and just this heavy metal music. And all in all, I thought this was a really good match. But I would say this, right? If I was a member of the LWO, I would be so pissed right now at Rey Mysterio. Why didn't you pick one of us? Rey Fenix gets to go and get your WrestleMania match? Well, what about Dragon Lee? Any member of LWO, you just Rey Fenix? Is he a member of the LWO now? I don't know what's going on. But, I'm starting to understand why Carlito didn't like this guy. And I'm definitely starting to understand Dirty Dom says about Rey. Well, it happened, and I should have known it because I've been begging for it to happen over and over and over again. And the one time I predict it won't happen, the New Day pulls it off. The New Day are the tag team champions, and all is finally right in the world. Everything they did, they proved was for the right reasons, because now they are the tag team champions. And I'm going to tell you, for Raw, this is the best thing that could have happened. I think having a tag team like the New Day with the belts is going to be fun. I think it will breathe some new life into it. I think the next step now is you bring in a team like Fraxium. You bring them, put them on Raw, let them start competing in that division as well. It'll be kind of nice to mix it up and get real tag teams going after the tag team titles. You can keep the War Raiders in the mix. That's fine. War Raiders, I thought, looked great tonight. I thought the New Day looked really good. There wasn't a ton of hype for this match, and I really don't know why, because the New Day, to me, that whole storyline was so much fun, and the WWE and Paul just failed to strike when the iron was really hot with this one. And they let it kind of play out for too long. And they did so much funny stuff with the New Day to get us to this point. Their family being there and booing them and wearing their opponents' t-shirts and stuff, or wearing New Day suck shirts. That stuff was so good, and they should have pulled the trigger on this title change a while ago. And ultimately, I think what would have been better here at WrestleMania would have been this being the moment that Big E kind of got his comeuppance, or that something happened to the New Day, that they lose the belts at Mania or something like that. Now it's hey, yeah, you won the titles and you went through this whole thing on your evil path, but then you lost them on the biggest stage and you missed your WrestleMania moment. Instead, the New Day gets a WrestleMania moment, and it was so funny too, because they win and then they take off running up the ramp with the belts as if they stole them or something. It was funny. I enjoyed it. I thought that was really, really funny, and I didn't catch it until I paid more closer attention to their outfits. But the three-headed unicorn on the back with the dead head in the middle, that had me cracking up when I realized what it was for. I was like, that's funny. Just every little thing that they did was so good. And this match was obviously to push the Clash of Clans brand, but I enjoyed it. And I gotta say, for the War Raiders, I'm not their biggest fan, but I have nothing against them. I thought they looked really good in this match. Ivar has no business moving the way he moves at the size that he is. So I thought both teams looked pretty good. Definitely is what I would call typically the match that you go to the bathroom during, but I'm personally was so vested in wanting to see if the New Day won the belts that it was hard for me to walk away. And I am so happy they won the titles. I'm happy I was wrong, and I can't wait to see what they do with these belts, and I can't wait to see the stories that get told with it, because the bottom line is New Day are the champs. All right, so that was night one. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what predictions you got right, which ones you didn't get right, what matches did you like, what didn't you like. But I cannot wait to see you at night 2. And as always, I'm your boy 8-Bit Mike, and this is 1, 2, ooh.